now everything is just chaos. Like, where is the structure? You know what I mean? And then it to me, it would take much longer to put back together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I got the plan.
Yeah.
I think we need to ask Kanye.
Yeah. You see what you did there?
Huh?
See, you did. That's a Kanye move.
That's a Kanye.
Like, that's a Kanye move. Like, you knew where he was going. We didn't, but you knew you was gonna hit us with the Kanye piece.
Yo, since you checking us out, go to alwaysreadyonline.com. Make sure you hit us on the website, man. All the info is there. Watch all of our old podcasts. What else we got? You can listen to the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. What else we got?
So make sure you subscribe. You got to subscribe.
Subscribe. That's the most
YouTube,
important thing.
Hit the subscribe button, like it, comment, share the videos. And you obviously could share a certain part too. So all you got to do is hit the share button, figure out what part you want to share. You know what I mean? Get it out there. Subscribe. We up a couple this week. Up a couple.
Let's go. Always ready, man. There's so many things going on. You got to stay ready. That way you ain't got to get ready.
There you go.
Easy money.
There you go.
What's up, man?
Man, excited, man. Why are you talking about my shorts, man? Look a little driven. You know what I'm saying? It's 90-some degrees outside.
It is a little spicy.
You got on pants.
It's a little spicy today, man.
What's that? Like what type of fabric is that, man? I
don't know. It's a breathable windbreaker. You know what I mean? Cotton-esque.
I don't know. It's still too hot for that, bruh.
It's spicy. It's spicy out, man. Yeah. But it's all good, man.
We got our water here.
Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to our guys, man. Our good guy, OH2O, Mr. Donnie, man. The boy got his own water, man. So, you know what I mean? We got to support, man. We want to be able to utilize our platform, man, and share that with others. So he sponsored us, and we supporting him. So good deal, man.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated. almost 34 fluid ounces, man. That's like
offering hydration to others. OH2O, 9.5 pH, alkaline. All right, that's the good stuff right there.
You don't even know what that means.
Come on, man. I know exactly.
Here's the thing: if you got alkaline, when you put alkaline on your water, on the label, that's when you know you fancy. All right.
Yeah, that's
adding stuff into it.
So now, real talk. You know what I heard that a lot of diseases, i.e., specifically cancer, cannot survive or live in alkaline water. That's
so
what I heard.
Drink more of it then.
So I'm, you know what I mean?
You full out.
I'm trying to get my pH balance.
There you go.
Get it
Good
in.
deal. No, I was reading, talk about balance. So I was reading today, actually over the weekend, that my man, you know I love Kanye. I love Kanye. I love Drake too. Love Kanye. I like Kanye's freedom. But Kanye comes
I didn't know
out.
You like Kanye?
No, I love Kanye, bro.
Do you?
I love Kanye, man.
What? Just because he just.
I just love his freedom, man. I love the fact that, you know, usually.
You like the old Kanye or the new Kanye?
No, I like the evolution. I like the whole deal. I like every album, everything he's ever done, said. I just like he's like the ultimate, in my opinion, from my perspective, like from a resilient standpoint, this dude done made mistakes and failed and came back and messed up, said the wrong thing, apologized, came back, did it again, apologized, started over, lost everything, came back, now a billion. I just like his story, man. And he's a monster and gifted from a music standpoint. Because everything that he touch, like if you watch everything that Kanye does, the culture ends up doing later. So when he shift, like, you know, man, I want old Kanye music. But as he shifted his sound, music sonically went exactly the way that he went. And so he came out with 808 Heartbreaks. And why he singing so much? What's up with these beats? What's up? Then everybody went that way. You know what I mean? And then so everything that he's been doing, like he's been more progressive than kind of, you know, he sets the trends, man. And he don't care, man. I just like the fact that he has the freedom. Now, some of the stuff that he says, right, you like, man, you probably should have rethought that. But
Kanye be tripping, bro.
Man, listen, I love Kanye, man.
Kanye be tripping.
And maybe that's because I'm just not that guy. But I like, you know, when he does something, I'm like, nah, he not. Anyway, so he comes out this weekend. This is my guy, man. I like his energy, man. he comes out. I just like his creative. Like I just love his creativity. And plus, I think anybody that's that creative is a little bit like different. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's a little bit different. But he came out, I think it was on the 4th, and he says, basically, like, I'm tired of this. I'm running for president, 2020. 2020. So Kanye running for president.
I saw that.
You know what I mean? Running for president, which I think is dope. Now, I don't think he's going to win, right? But just the fact that you put yourself out there, to me, is like a bold statement. Like, listen, if President Trump can do it and come from like a branding, marketing, finance, different entertainment, then I might as well throw my hat in the ring.
Yeah, I saw it come through. My wife shared it with me, and I mean, I didn't really give too much thought about it, man. I kind of was like, come on, man, this is just another antic, man. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna look him up and see exactly what he said.
But to your point, man, you know, I did think about it a little bit, and I'm like, yo, I mean, what background does he have? What experience does he have in politics? Like, I mean, I know he was kind of, you know, trying to make some political plays and some mentions a while back, but like, you know what I mean? Like he hasn't done anything from a political standpoint. Like, what gives him, you know what I mean, the notion to say, yo, I'm gonna go run and try to be in charge of this country? But then I just start thinking, well, the guy at the helm right now didn't have too much experience either, man. So might as well go for it, man, and get after it.
He said, we must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States, 2020 vision. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hold on. Did he say I'm running for president in 2020 or just said 2020 vision?
He said, I'm running for president of the United States. And then he said 2020 vision.
So that don't necessarily mean in 2020.
It don't.
That could have mean he had the vision in 2020. He might be running like in a different year.
And then the picture before that is him standing next to your boy Elon Musk. Come on, man. He rocking and rolling.
I mean,
come on, man.
Listen, man. We know Kanye. We know he's always trying to stir up some mess, get a buzz going when he's got something going.
Yeah, he got something about
to drop.
He got something
or,
going.
you know, he wants some eyes and more attention. Now,
but even that's brilliant.
I was about to say, now he's been successful at it, and we talking about it, and a lot of people talking about it. So he knows what he's doing, right? He's strategic about it. So you can't knock that. But at the same time, it's like how much
Kanye got 20 years in the game.
How much energy you gonna get is much.
I mean, listen, man. Look,
Elon Musk said he was voting for him. So you got my
vote. He probably would.
And he crazy.
He crazy too.
Crazy creative as well.
You know what I'm saying? Which is dope. Like, so I know Kanye got something cooking. I know he just dropped a new song. It's called Washed in the Blood. This is a dope track. Sound like old Kanye. The beat is dope.
I really ain't heard Kanye in a minute, for real.
Man, everything that he put out is fire.
Yeah, I ain't even hear the last album. I never really listened to it.
Oh, man, you making a mistake, man. Come on, man. It's
good
music.
You
know what I mean? Like, it's great music. And it's gospel-centered. So it's, you know what I mean? So once you know what I mean? So you got some positive energy. All right, so he got a new song came out. Then he just signed a deal with Gap. All right? So he's going to be like, I don't know if it's his own line or if he's just going to be over the production and or the design, the whole flow of Gap's like clothing line. So, I mean, they cover the whole building with some marketing stuff for him. And then he comes out a couple of days after that and like, yo, I'm running for president. And so I guess the principle behind it is, and we talked about it a little bit last week, like just like making decisions that's not based on fear. And the majority, me included, actually, you know, because sometimes, depending on what you do, I mean, you work with kids or you speak in corporate or whatever, you got to be a little bit sensitive to what you do, say, and how you go about your business. But I think there's something to be said about someone that can just be free, 100% free, to say, do, act, you know, whatever they want to, and be willing to and strong enough to deal with the consequences of what you say, what you do, and have the freedom to kind of, hey man, I'm running for president and I don't care what you say about me. You know what I mean? Like I'm not looking for your approval. I don't need your vote. I don't need you to I don't need to have no board meeting about it. I don't need to send no text messages. This is what I'm gonna do. Even if I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing it. Like this is what's on my heart to do. And to some extent, you know, we've been able to do that in different things. Matter of fact, we do it all the time, just in our own little bubble, right? Sure. Like, man, you know what? You
just jump out there.
Right. This particular group of people need our support. Let's do it, right? You know, but I admire that. I admire the fact that it's like, I feel like I can do this. I don't know what his agenda is or what, I don't know if he's like, man, I'm for the people or he just for going to the moon or the Mars or whatever. But I just like the fact that he could be, yo, I'm Kanye, I'm me. And I'm going to be me. You either love me or you hate me, but I'm going to be me. Matter of fact, if I run for president and win, half of y'all not going to like me anyway. Any president, no matter what, half of the country doesn't like him and half of the country likes him. Mm-hmm. So no matter what, you're going to still have 50% of people not liking him. So he just live his life that way. Half of y'all not going to like me anyway. So I'm good with that. So
yeah. Hey, I think, you know, if he'll definitely get some votes. I heard it was going to be another stimulus package potentially coming around.
Yeah, would you vote for Kanye? What would Kanye have to do for you to vote for him?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he, you know, instead of getting, you know, another stimulus, if he giving out free Yeezys.
Hey, listen, you might be able to give more than $1,200 for a pair of Yeezys, some exclusives.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give you the 46. I'm gonna give you the 46 Yeezys, baby. And there you go.
What's the 46?
He's gonna be president at 46. Next president will be 46. Nah, would I vote for Kanye? At this juncture, probably not.
What do you got to do over the next 3 or 4 months to get your vote, man?
Kanye gotta get
He gotta get
himself together. First off, all right. So hold on. First off, you talking about he's free. Now I get it. He's a free spirit, like whatever. But at the same time, I think that he makes decisions unconsciously. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes he's very strategic, but then I think sometimes he off the cuff too quick. Like, you know what I mean? And my point is, I think sometimes I don't necessarily know if it's free. I think sometimes, man, he locked up in his mind sometimes. You know what I mean?
I mean, he is like,
he battling with so much. Yeah. Sometimes I think a lot of his stuff may come from that.
Yeah,
like,
I think he came out and said he was like, you know, battled like bipolar disease. Yeah. So he got meds for that. So he good. You know what I mean? I think he.
So do you think he consulted with his wife? Did he consult with?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. But this ain't got nothing to do with her though. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think this got nothing to do with her. However, could you imagine having
it does have a lot to do with her.
I'm saying, like, he didn't come out and say I'm running for president, and then she didn't on the back end push, you know, people towards, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if strategically they come together,
but if she first lady, hey, if she first lady at the United,
they definitely talk though.
Come on, man.
They talk.
Come on, man.
They ain't come up with the marketing plan yet, but they definitely done talked about it.
Yeah, at least they say, look, man, we could profit.
Could you imagine Kim Kardashian being the first lady?
Man. And then
the first family
what's her mom? What's her mom name?
I don't know her mom. I can't remember.
Come on, man, you know the mom. Whatever, man. She be in there running everything. She be the secretary.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Defense.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, man.
I don't know. Overall, though,
Kanye
man,
for president.
I just like it, man. I love his creative.
Are you voting for him?
I don't know. I'm voting for Kanye, man.
You voting for Kanye?
I'm throwing him in there, man.
Come on, man.
Because if he win, you know, I'm happy, man.
He has no chance.
0%.
He has no chance.
You don't give him 0%?
I mean, I give him a couple percent, but he ain't gonna have enough votes to win.
What's his chance
of winning?
I'm about to make it real for you. What was your chance of making it to the NFL?
Woo!
Come on, man. Come on. Your chances of making it to the NFL.
Okay, but think about it.
How many people said you ain't had no chance?
I know, but all right. I mean,
you had no experience. You had no experience.
I did have experience.
Not in the NFL, you did.
Little league, you building up experience. No. Kanye has. I mean, if you would have said Kanye was like,
hey, PR management, baby, like you know how to. Come on, man.
But the difference is, I controlled a lot of that. Now, of course, things had to fall in place for that to happen. Mm-hmm. But in order for Kanye to get president, he's depending on a few million people to vote for him. So he's counting on somebody else to put him in office.
What if he counting on President Trump and Vice President Joe Biden to like cancel each other out? He like, man,
I mean, listen, I shouldn't say there's no chance.
Would you vote for The Rock?
Nah.
What about Oprah?
Man, listen, you know what I'm doing? I'm gonna put my own name in it this year. I found out that you can put your own name on the ballot and vote for yourself. So I think that's what I'm gonna do this year.
And then take a screenshot of it.
Take a screenshot.
And then like, man, somebody voted for me. It's your handwriting.
There you go.
Yeah, you good to
there
go.
You go. Easy
no, I
money.
like it, man. Go for what you know, man. Like,
all right. So speaking of president, and stimulus checks and Yeezys and places stimulus checks, I'm doing my taxes right now. All right, it's tax season. They extended the tax deadline.
that's a mistake. Go ahead.
What? That I'm doing my taxes?
Yeah.
Nah.
Go ahead.
Well, listen.
I mean, you was an engineer. You did pass the math part.
It is getting to a point where I won't be doing my taxes. I'm probably going to certainly get a tax professional moving forward. So, yo, if you're a tax professional, accountant, CPA, hit me up. You got to know how to like, you know what I mean? But we'll talk about that. Be
like Kanye?
You got to know how to, you know what I mean? But we'll talk about that later. Anyway, man, I'm doing my taxes, man. I actually hate. All right, it's a love-hate relationship. I hate doing it because what happens is I procrastinate. So then when it's time to do it, I got so much pre-work that I need to do before I can actually just punch in some numbers. So that's the hard part.
All right.
But I also when I actually get it, so it just takes me a while for my mindset to get okay, tax time. But once I get there, I kind of enjoy it. I kind of enjoy seeing exactly things of that nature. Anyway, my whole point in this is I wanted to share a couple little strategies that I done came across.
All right.
You know what I mean, with you.
Yeah.
And anybody watching, specifically how our kids can benefit and how we can benefit.
All right. From doing your own taxes.
Huh?
From doing your own taxes.
Not necessarily from doing your own taxes, but just a strategy. Anybody doing your taxes, you can certainly bring this up and use this throughout the year. So one is you can pay your kids. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you have a business, and of course we didn't talk a lot of business talk earlier in our podcast. If you haven't seen any of those, go back and watch, podcasts from a couple months back. But we've been talking about, business structure, strategy. So if you're watching this, you should have a business. You should have an LLC or something, even if, you still got your full-time job, whatever. It's just good practice to have some sort of business, if you kind of have that sense and mindset. Anyway, from a business standpoint, you can hire your kids. So say you got young kids, right? You can hire your kids and you can pay them up to $12,000 a year without them actually having to pay any taxes on it. So essentially, right, you're writing off $12,000 to work that your kids do, real work, right? I'm not saying not doing work, but you're hiring your kids for a business to run your business. You paying your kids. You probably paying them anyway. You giving them some sort of allowance, or you know what I mean. You giving them money to go buy the Yeezys. So actually pay them, right? And now you write that off and you deduct that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good business practice for them to start understanding income, expenses, so forth and so on.
First of all, I'm looking forward to all the people that hit you up on your best practices.
Hey, listen, hold on.
For tax stuff.
Hold on. Disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. You know what I mean? I am not a tax specialist.
Antonio told me.
Nah, none of that. This is for education and entertainment purposes only.
Man, they gonna be calling you, man. You gonna have accounts hey, man, I don't know if you should do that. I think you need to let me look at your books.
Man, listen, hey. That's how the wealth stay rich, man. Stay wealthy. That's how the wealthy stay wealthy, man.
The fact that you messed up the statement further just made you lose credibility. That's how the wealthy stay rich.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Hey, man, he don't even know the. All right, what's number 2?
All right, so number 2, man. This is just a little, play. I would encourage my parents who are responsible with credit cards that you can make your child an authorized user of your credit card, and then that reflects on their credit history.
There you
So many of us, growing up,
no.
ain't nobody giving me no credit card. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like most of the reason is because we didn't even understand credit.
Right.
And we really taught credit is bad. You shouldn't use credit. Like, let me stay away from credit cards. If you can't pay cash, then don't get it. Don't buy it, whatever. Well, obviously, if you're responsible, again, and you understand the importance of how you can leverage credit and how important credit can be, and we all understand the importance of building credit and having credit when you need to go obtain a house or a loan or a car or, what have you. So you can start your kids. One of the things we can do, we're so used to doing college funds and different things like that. One of the things that we can do from a credit standpoint is make our children authorized users of our credit cards. That reflects on their credit history. So it puts them well ahead of the game. So now when they're 18 and 20, 21 and establishing their own credit, they see that history, all right, and it bumps them up. So a couple little strategies, man.
Okay.
If you got some kids, number one, consult with your tax professional. But you can look at possibly hiring your kids to run a part of your business and pay them, all right, and offset potentially some of your revenue and income. And then secondly, man, encourage you to make your kids authorized using a credit card.
It's gonna be
a couple little hacks, man. You know what I mean? A couple little hacks.
There's gonna be so many Bentleys and Benzes.
The little power
Tahoes.
power wheel Benz.
Nah, I'm talking about people rolling up like, man, hey man, I see you got a new whip. Yeah, man, I made my son an authorized user, so I had him go get a Benz. I thought he can't drive. He only 12. Yeah. But we good though.
I don't think. Hey man, if you got a credit card, you can go get a Bentley on it. Holla at me. I might need to be authorized.
Be authorized.
Make me authorized.
Your Bentley credit card. That's funny, man.
Yeah, man.
No, those are two. I know you've been in class on a lot of this stuff, man. So those are two valuable tools. I'm gonna consult with my tax guy first, but that I think people can use, man. Flexibility, education.
Man. July 15th.
There you go. Is it July 15th?
July 15th, man. We under the gun, baby.
I think educating, being able to educate yourself on what's going on, processes, information. Sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. Yeah. And then when you find out, you can obviously make a decision to move or not. It's actually one of the things that Dan Snyder, who was the CEO / owner of the Washington football franchise. Now, as of lately, and really for the past probably last 5 or 6 years, if I'm remembering correctly.
How'd you call it a football franchise?
Because the Native Americans have been pushing hard and heavily to change the name of the franchise.
Okay.
So the name of their franchise, which you can look up, is technically considered like a racial type slur towards Native Americans.
Man, you can say their old name.
No, you can't.
What do you mean?
You can't say their old name because it's a slur to the Native Americans. So based on the listen for real, based on the temperature of and the sensitivity of where we are as black people,
I got you.
It would be equivalent to.
But they haven't changed it yet. So like you're just stating a fact.
And that's the thing though. But that's the thing though. It's just saying though that something that's extremely and highly offensive to one group of people we've normalized, and to us, even to you right now, you're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But to that group of people, it's one of the worst things you could possibly call them. Okay. And so they're like, yo, we've been trying to get y'all to change his name forever. But now since everything has shifted in the last month and a half or so, they got the momentum. So much so that FedEx, who has the naming rights to the stadium, is like, if y'all don't change this name, we yanking our money out. Nike, who's a sponsor of the Washington team, said, look, if y'all don't change the name, we yanking our money out. And they took all the Washington team apparel off of all their websites. You can't even find it now. And a couple other big time sponsors. Matter of fact, 40% of the franchise is owned by, a group of billionaires or whatever. And they're like, look, we trying to sell this because we don't even want, if y'all don't change this. We don't want to have nothing to do with it because their companies are being impacted by it. So Dan Snyder is like, yo, he been for the last, I'm not changing the name. I will move the franchise to a new city before I just change that name, or, I'm not doing it. I'm not moving. But once those parties started saying we off of it, because the petitions and all that stuff, they didn't care. He didn't care about that. Once everything shifted from a momentum standpoint and those big time companies pulled out, so now they're in the process of trying to figure out what they're going to name their franchise now. And now the momentum is spread even to, even to the Cleveland team, the baseball team. You can't even they changing their name. So now is, so now every team that has some type of affiliation with something that's offensive, it's getting changed. Everything's getting changed now. Statues is coming down, everything's changing. Because
I get it. I definitely get it. You know what I mean? I think at what point, I get it in their situation. You gotta look at it. You know what I mean? And to the point, I think like we kind of talked about this last show. We were saying, just the analogy. Okay, it's broke. Like you kind of know like this ain't right. You've been getting some emails, you've been getting letters, but you know what? It's broke, but we still making money. Yeah. We still win. Well, not really winning games, but we still playing games. Right. We still doing what we doing, and it's not hindering us, so to speak. So we cool. But to your point, now it's starting to become a problem. Now it's starting to pull out. At what point? But then it's just like, how far do you go? Like, you could probably be like Ohio State Buckeyes. All right, a Buckeye technically is like brown in color on the outside. Listen. So like, should we change? You know what I'm saying?
You let enough people get behind it and loop it in. Absolutely, they'll change it. Because right now, what's happening is, and so again, it's interesting, right? Like we're like not as sensitive to what maybe a Native American may be thinking. Right. Why? Because you're like, we don't even count y'all. Right. And so then in their history, they go all the way back, like, bro, we was here before all y'all. Right. You know what I mean? Like, we was here. You know what I mean? We got pushed and destroyed and killed and this and that. Y'all, like, they're going to be changing Thanksgiving here in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we give thanks. Like, but y'all know how we got there. Like, I'm telling you, wait till Thanksgiving come. Like, man, what we doing? Like, all that, wearing, like, feathers in your head and, you know what I mean? Like, that's a whole nother situation. Yeah, and so you got another group of people that's like, that's cool that America is now recognizing the injustice and everything that went on with black people. But then they're like, yo, what about us? And then you got black people like, yeah, we can't forget about them. And you got white people like, nah, we can't forget about them either. And so now you got all those things infused, which is a good thing because you need to kind of tear stuff down to kind of get it to where it's supposed to be. But could you imagine it like a Cleveland team or like and they just call them like, the Washington Coloreds. Like, how offensive that would be? Like, you know what I mean? So like,
we got Cleveland Browns.
We do. But that's after Paul Brown. That's after a person though. That's after a person though.
That's a color.
Nah, it's after a person.
Of color.
That's after a person though. But
you give my like how far do you go? Like, and then
you go until nobody's offended. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, do you do it all at once?
And that's why they talking about trying to get rid of Mount Rushmore now.
That's
why?
Crazy.
Because two of the people on Mount Rushmore were slave owners. So how you keep them up?
Yeah,
how you keep them up?
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? But then it's like, no, that's our history. It's our history. Like, why would we? But if you got two slave owners and you just recognize that slavery was bad, and you got two slave owners on Mount Rushmore, why are you keeping them up there then? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, how does that make make you feel just from a mentality standpoint? Like, man, and so that's just where we are right now. You know what I mean? Like,
and then, it goes back to though, like, a lot of people have been talking about, and these are all great. I know we talked about this. These are all great gestures. These are all great steps, suggestions and action, actionable items that, and things to do. Like, I get it. But we got to make sure we don't lose sight at like the true issue. Mm-hmm. The true issue is, are we, are we, looking at the folks, as equal? You know what I mean? Are we, giving them the the rights that they deserve, so forth and so on. So
yeah, it's tough, man.
I mean, these are all great things to do, changing names and tearing down statues and things of that nature. And that's where my head goes. It's just, okay, I get it. Like, all of it is important. Is there a strategy or structure? Like, how do you do it where you can get it done? But, if you try to do all of that stuff, then you're going to start to lose focus on the real stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a couple ways to look at it. And I think you just need both. I mean, a lot of the restaurants that we eat at because of their marketing. Like, man, like somebody told us about it, or we saw an ad, or you got some type of coupons. Marketing, it's just the logo, something made you go to that particular place. So I feel like those things right now are things that people are trying to tackle right now, like the logo part. Like, we can't even get into how the food tastes yet. We got to figure out a way to get us there first. So they tearing down anything that represents, you know what I mean? If this is your first time in this country, we trying to get rid of everything that stood for something that we don't stand for as a nation. And I think that's the part that you can do right away, because the strategy piece, right, is something that's like, I mean, you're talking.
Yeah, it's a while, but you look at it, think about like a house, bro. You know what I mean? And you like, okay, think about a living house. Because technically, if you think of the United States and you think this is where we live, like, we're residing in this house, okay? Now, okay, we want to fix this house up. Mm-hmm. Well, first part, we need a demo. We need a demolition. You know what I mean? We got to tear some stuff out. I get it. But do you go and tear out your whole house down to the studs and you still living in it? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like, now where you sleep, you know what I'm saying? Where's the rooms? Like, can you just tear everything down? Now you don't have anything. And so I just feel like we got to be careful and just conscious, because, okay, all right, let's tear this bedroom down and we can live in this bedroom. Okay, and then we fix that one up. Now we can move in here and let's tackle this. Let's tackle the basement. Okay, now we can gut the kitchen out, and you know what I mean? But it's got to be strategy. Otherwise, we just got an empty house and there's no structure. I think that's almost just as dangerous. All right, we go tear all this stuff up. We changing names and we moving stuff around. Now everything is just chaos. Like, where is the structure? You know what I mean? And then to me, it would take much longer to put back together. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I got the plan. I think we need to ask Kanye.
Yeah. You see what you did there? Huh? See, that's a Kanye move.
That's a Kanye.
That's a Kanye move. Like, you knew where he was going. We didn't, but you knew you was going to hit us with the Kanye piece.
Yeah, hey, that's yay.
I'm gonna get super deep on you. I don't even, I agree with everything you just said, but I think the issue with black people is we can't even get in the house, and we don't even got a key to the house. We don't have no ownership in the house. We don't got no say-so in the house. We don't even like coming to the house. You know what I mean? Like, we pull up to the house, and the outside of the house represents everything that we don't even want, but we got to go in this house where we're not even accepted. So I think we in the house okay, oh, so we get to determine.
We get to decorate.
Wait a minute, we get to determine what you want, DirecTV or you want Spectrum. Like, we get a chance. We get to decide now. We get to say so. We get a vote now. Mm-hmm. And so now you got somebody who's been making decisions all along, and all of a sudden, usually when you got kids, I would imagine when my kids get older, this is gonna happen. And they used to say this to us when we was growing up. Like, when you get grown enough where you feel like you running my house, all right, go get your own crib. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it used to be. Like, y'all ain't got no say so. Go get your own stuff. And then it was like, nah, since y'all here, then y'all gonna do what we say. Now it's, nah, y'all both on the lease. So now y'all got to figure it out. And I think that part is the part that's where it's a lot of so much going on. But you're right, though. Like, you either learn to live together, because there's going to be some people in that house that you just, you know what? The football locker room, thinking about it, the football locker room is a great dynamic for building culture, period. Because there's some people on the team that you probably don't get along with, or that you don't necessarily, hang out with, or you talk to, or whatever. You're on two sides of the locker rooms, or you might offense deep, whatever it may be. But you figure out a way to get it done for the good of the team. And then when everybody wins championships, everybody hug, and then everybody just go back to, you know what I'm saying, they little pods. What you think, man? We should have Jim Tressel. Coach Tressel. If Kanye could run for president, then Coach Tressel could run for president.
Coach Tressel could have ran for president.
Oh,
In 2003,
oh yeah.
he'd have won. He'd have unanimous.
Yeah. Yeah, right after that championship.
What? Nah, Coach Tressel still got that juice, man. He could do whatever he wanted in the political game. But I think I might, you know, I always joke with my wife. I feel like I had to start somewhere. I always joke with my wife, like, yo, I'm going to run for the mayor. I'm going to be the mayor. You're going to be the, first lady. But Kanye, like, man, I ain't going mayor. I ain't going for governor. I ain't going for senator. I'm not sitting on I'm not sitting on the board. I'm not gonna be on a nonprofit board.
Nothing. I'm going
straight to the top, baby.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. I have one more thing. So, speaking of football, so football season about to start. Maybe. It's not gonna happen.
Allegedly.
I don't think so. So
hold on.
I'm going on record.
We're not having a season.
Listen, if it's a football season,
NFL or college.
I think college will get pushed back to the spring.
Okay.
And I think the NFL will try. I just think that it's too many variables. And if people are as serious about COVID as they say they are, I don't see how that can. The NBA has to build a $150 million facility and keep all of their players in a bubble for 9 weeks, which would be 9 weeks total, if you win a championship, in order to do their season. They can't leave the campus for 9 weeks. They don't have access to anybody that they haven't cleared to come. And I think each team gets like 30 personnel. So you basically leave your family for 9 weeks. So you're going to hoop, you're on the campus with other players. It's basically like being in a 9-week training camp, except you playing games with no fans, okay? And you playing for a season for 9 weeks, no fans, and that's just what you're doing. And that's 13, 14 players per NBA team. You got 60 guys on the NFL team.
5 or 6, yeah.
Come on, man. And ain't no bubble big enough for all NFL teams. In the NBA, you can get 300 guys or whatever it may be on one spot in Orlando. And that's just the NBA. So the NFL, you got to come on, man. There's no way. There's no way. They can't even agree right now on if they should have 2 preseason games or none right now. They're trying to get rid of all the preseason games. They got 2 right now, but they're trying to get rid of all the preseason games.
Now you starting talking about injuries. Now you talking about, how do you even determine who's playing?
You don't. Adequate training. I mean, guys have been quarantined, and some guys obviously been out working out with their personal trainers or whatnot. But if you if you a backyard guy, you've been working on your heels over at Hoover Dam somewhere and trying to make a team, trying to make a squad. You're not set up to go through not even a training camp. So you basically just starting the season. Mm-hmm. You got some basic training camp trying to figure it out. Injuries going to be everywhere, and then all you need is 1 or 2 people to get it on your team, and they got to shut down everything. So now you're at a disadvantage. Okay. So if my team got 2 or 3 guys, I'm in Texas, I'm in Florida, right? I'm in the hot spot. I'm in Ohio. Mm-hmm. I'm in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow come down with COVID and he won't get it. But I'm just saying, then what? You got to shut down the whole franchise. Come on, man. You can't win a Super Bowl like that. They're going to push that back too.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have a season either, man, but they just keep talking. NFL is just such a big business.
They have to keep talking. Such
a big business, dog. Like, they gotta know for sure when they're gonna pull that plug. Like, they can't. This ain't no teeter-totter. Like, we have to been able to exhaust all options because we've some billions-dollar industry, man.
I think both of those things, though, we talked about Dan Snyder. Just stubbornness and just kind of I don't want to move. NFL piece as well. You starting to see like money has so much to do with a lot of these decisions. Mm-hmm. Because now it's like, look, if COVID-19 is as big as we said it was back in March, and here we are in July, and it's the same thing and spiking again, how are we even consider putting these guys, the best athletes in the world, in harm's way? And I know they want to play. But you got to think long term. And so how stubborn are we going to be to say, you know what, listen, put out a statement. Hey, we're going to have to figure this thing out. We can't play this year. We're going to have to push it back to the spring. We'll come back and figure it out then. Everybody going to be upset about it. You get through that wave and then you figure it out. Or the opposite could happen where now you put guys in harm's way. And what happened when your big time superstars come down with COVID-19 and then it's like, man, we can't do this. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, man.
Yeah. So do you think they'll at least try to get through the preseason games and then make a determination from there, or do you think they got to have a decision made before even games?
Well, right now they chopped the preseason games to 4-2,
Right.
and now the NFLPA is like, look, we don't want our guys even playing 2 games. We want no preseason games, so they can have their camp, but no preseason games, and y'all kind of stay in y'all bubble, and during the preseason, hopefully y'all can kind of contain everything, and then when the season starts, we'll start to travel and all that stuff.
But what's the point of that? I don't even.
To kind of eliminate the risk. So if we got
if the risk is going to be there August 15th, the risk is going to be there September 15th.
Right. So exactly. So if we can get into the real season where we're making real money and doing what we're supposed to do, let's at least get there first. And if we got to shut down the season after a quarter of the way, so be it. But let's not waste those mulligans in the preseason when a couple guys get it, then we got it. So they like, nah. And
I like
injuries.
the mulligans. Waste the mulligans.
Yeah, like that.
You don't golf.
I know mulligan because I don't golf. When I found out that you can mess up and they take it away.
You could buy a mulligan. Give me $5, man. Give me 3 muggins.
I listen. I go to. Last time I went, anytime I go golfing, I don't know. Yeah, just give you free golf balls like at different events you go to. I take about 50 balls and I usually come back with 25 of them. I mean, I got golf. I mean, they just because I'm not chasing it. I'm not going in the woods.
Yeah.
Like if I can't see it, I'm not going to get it.
It's over.
I'll just hit again.
It's over. Yeah, man. Back to football. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna happen either. I'm probably 60. So give me a percentage.
Man, I'm going 30%.
30%. I'm about 35, 40%.
Yeah.
It won't happen.
Yeah,
No,
30%.
excuse me.
I'm 30%.
Yeah, 35. Yeah, give me a higher percentage, bro. Like,
No, I'm 30.
Trying to make me count.
It's a 30% chance that they play.
All right, so I'm about 35, 40% chance.
Right.
60% they won't.
Hey, look, go hit the subscribe button. When I say go, pick your phone up. Bang, bang.
Drink some 9.5
alkaline, baby.
alkaline water.
OH2O. I like it.
Get your taxes done and vote for Kanye. Easy money.